Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are making something that's not Puerto Rican, but of course we make it our way. We're making some taquitos, okay? Some taquitos. Taquitos are nothing more than just like a tortilla filled with whatever. We're using chicken this time and potato. But to start out with, I need to make a salsa verde, and I'm making this salsa verde, excuse me, my way. In here, I have got 4 tomatillos. These are tomatillos. They're not green tomatoes. They're tomatillos. And they come wrapped in this little, I unwrapped it, but they come wrapped in this, pretty much. And you unwrap them. I also have a little bit of an onion, maybe like half of an onion, half of a yellow onion. And then this next part is you're going to add a jalapeno. You can add a jalapeno whole, or you can half it and take the seeds out, or whatever. I am going to just simply do a half of one with the seeds, and the other half I'm just gonna remove the ribs and the seeds. That way it's not too spicy. We're gonna put that in water, and last but not least, we're going to add let's do 3 little garlic cloves, and we're going to bring this to a boil. It's not gonna do a rolling boil for a long time. I'm gonna bring it to a boil, let it boil up a minute, and shut it off. So after that, I'm gonna show you exactly what we're gonna do. We're also going to take I took 3 little potatoes, and I'm gonna bring them to a boil with just some salt, and we're gonna cook the potatoes until they are fork tender, because we are going to be mashing the potatoes for part of our taquitos. So we're just gonna put a little bit of salt, not much, and that's it. Now in the meantime, I'm gonna get stuff ready, because I'm going to shred chicken and put it in a place so I can do that. Anyways, but the chicken that I'm using, it was leftover chicken. We had a whole chicken that we did. So the leftover chicken, we're just going to shred it. So let me put on some gloves and get started. So what I'm going to do is I am grabbing pretty much the breast part of it, and I'm just going to shred it. Now, one of the things that I've learned is that you can shred chicken by simply using a hand blender, and you shred chicken in 2 seconds. But this time around, I'm trying to make those pieces just a little bit bigger. So this is just chicken that I made, and I had left over. I put it in the refrigerator, so now we just have the rest of it. So we're just gonna shred the chicken and keep this aside. This is gonna be part of our filling. So our filling for the taquitos are gonna be chicken, potatoes, and cheese. Yes, you heard me. Again, this is just my little take on the way I do things. Another thing, you could use the breast, and I'm using here breast, and I'm using a little bit of thighs. Thighs are a little juicier, and that's exactly what we have here. So I'm not gonna do a lot, so I think this is good enough for chicken, but I just want to show you. Pretty much we're just shredding it and making it into little bite-sized pieces that we can lay on a side on the taquitos. And I think this is good enough for what we needed. So keep it aside. Now you don't have to use chicken if you're not into chicken. So honey, don't add chicken. Then do it just potatoes and cheese. And if you don't like potatoes, then omit the potatoes and just do cheese. Everything, it depends on you. That's what I'm saying. You could do so much stuff with just leftovers, you know. You have leftover turkey. You could do them with turkey. You could do them with beef. You could do them with steak. You could do them with whatever you like. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and continue with my ingredients. So this is one. I'm not going to reheat this because it's going to be fried anyway. So I'm going to set this aside. For my salsa verde, I'm going to be using some cilantro also, and some aguacate. So I have these little avocados. Hopefully they're good. I want you guys to see my map. That was a gift from my daughter. Isn't that like the cutest? It's the Puerto Rico map with the pueblos. I thought it was beautiful. It's a cutting board, but of course, you know, I'm not going to cut it. I'm not going to use anything to cut. But this was a gift for Christmas that my daughter Melissa gave me. So I thought it was beautiful and I needed something for my channel. So I think that was absolutely perfect. So once I do the backing on my kitchen, I think it's going to look super nice. Anyways, we'll continue with our stuff. So in my blender, we are going to add our tomatillos that we had boiled, our jalapeno, our onion, and garlic. We might add a little bit more, and we're going to add a little bit of the water that I cooked it in. Off camera, I'm going to just go and get this blended, and because I don't want to have to unplug everything to bring it over here. And we are going to blend this. In fact, let me blend it a little. So excuse the sound. I'm going to stop it. I want to show you that I'm going to add a bunch of cilantro that I just washed, stems and all, because the stems just give it flavor. I just throw out anything that has the dirt part of the stem, but everything else, and I'll let you know if I need more in a second. Really quickly what I have in here, and in here I'm gonna puree it a little bit more. All I want to do right now is give it a quick taste. That definitely needs some salt, so I'm gonna go ahead and add 1.5 teaspoon of kosher salt. And I'm gonna puree that before I add my avocado. So let's puree that for another few seconds. Again, I'm bringing it back to you guys so you guys can see. Okay, and I am going to grab a knife. I'm gonna open my avocado, give it a little spin. Ah, beautiful. So we're gonna take and we're gonna just add avocado to it, and the pit of the avocado, do not throw it out, because the pit is gonna help keep your salsa verde vibrant. Okay, so we are going to add the rest of our, let's just give this a quick taste before I'm gonna add another clove of garlic, and let's make it 2. And we're also going to add the tip of another jalapeno, just a little tip. And I'm going to puree this for a few more seconds, and I'll show you. Okay, so we stop. We go directly in here. I want you all to see this salsa verde. Miren qué bonito. Now we taste it. Make sure we don't need any more. I think salt wise it's beautiful. This is absolutely perfect. It's got a little bit of heat without overdoing it. So this salsa is already made. Now I'm gonna put them into a container, and next I'll show you the next step. So we are going to we took our potatoes out. You can tell they're still hot. And we're just going to mash them like if we were making mashed potatoes. Right? We're going to grab a little bit of the same water that we used to boil them. Just to make this a little bit, to help us along. We're going to go ahead and grab a little piece. Taste it to see if it needs salt. It does not because I have salted the water. Okay. And what I want to show you is that we want our potatoes to be soft enough that we can try to avoid too many big clumps. This is fine. So this is what we have so far. So we have the potatoes. We have some cheese. I used some mozzarella cheese that I cut into long strips. We have the chicken, and now we're going to use flour tortillas. We're using the white flour tortillas and only working with a few at a time. I just want to show you really quickly. These are our tortillas. We're gonna work with 4 at a time. So I'm gonna grab 4 flour tortillas, right? Not flour, I'm sorry. Corn tortillas. We're going to get a Ziploc bag. And we're going to put them into your Ziploc bag, right? If you don't have a Ziploc bag and you have a regular plastic bag, use that. Pop it in the microwave for about 40 seconds. And I'll show you what I'm doing with that next. So, our tortillas are out. You're going to tell they're steamy. I'm going to take 2 of them out. And I'm going to lay them on my counter. I'm hoping you guys can see. If not, let me just try to adjust this. Okay, in these I'm gonna grab a little bit of potatoes, not a lot, just a little bit. That's too much. Just a little bit. We're also gonna grab some chicken, not a lot, just a little bit, and a piece of cheese, right? That's it. And we're gonna roll. That's the reason we heat them up, and we put them seam side down on your counter. Again, potatoes, our cheese, and our chicken, and we are rolling. I'm going to show you. You can put a toothpick if you want, but you can put them seam side down, and since they're going to cool, they should not open on you. Put them one next to the other, and we're going to continue to make. I'm going to make 2 more on camera, and then I'll do the rest off camera. So 2 tortillas. Make sure they're nice and toasty and hot. Using gloves. That's the reason I'm using gloves. I don't want to don't burn yourself, and that way, you know. So, potato, chicken, cheese, and cheese. Okay. We roll it seam side down. Again, we roll it, roll. Seam side down. At this point, if you wanted to put a toothpick, you could put a toothpick through here and it should hold it. But for me, I'm not going to bother with toothpicks. So I put them seam side down. And we're going to continue to do these, and I'll show you what's next. Okay, so I put a little bit of oil. I'm using canola. You can use whatever oil you please. This is a little fork. I just want to show you. Look how much oil I put in there. That amount. That little tiny bit. So it's just a little bit. It's not even, it's just a little bit of oil. And we're going to allow this to come to the perfect temperature so we can fry. Now I do want to show you how much I got out of it. So I got this amount out of that. I did a whole pack of tortillas. A whole pack of tortillas that I think it had 30 tortillas. So we used 29 tortillas because I messed one up. So that's how much I got out of that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to heat our oil or our skillet. Heat it good. And we are, as soon as it comes to temperature, then and only then do we go ahead and continue with whatever we were using. So we are going to let it come to, you're gonna know it's gonna start to kind of bubble or boil, or not boil, but heat up a little bit. So you could already see it kind of bubbling, but that doesn't mean it's hot. It's just starting to get to temperature. So I'll be back as soon as I get this to temperature. One way to measure temperature, just be careful you don't get burned, is you get a wooden spoon and put it right on the oil, and if it starts to bubble around the corners, that means it's ready. Let's take a look. This is pretty much ready. It's starting to bubble around the corners. I don't know if you can see it. So it'll start. See how it's bubbling? So that's when you know. Anyway, so this is what we're doing. Carefully, because you don't want to get burnt, you're gonna start adding seam side down on your skillet, and I'm putting them fairly close together because being close is gonna help. One will help the other not to open up. So seam side down, that way the part of the seam that is the seam that's holding, as soon as it starts to set, it'll automatically shut, so that way when you turn them, you're good to go. It's a fairly simple process, okay? It's fairly simple. Oh God. So we are simply letting that cook on one side till golden brown, and then we flip them and we continue until all sides are golden. Just make sure that you do have a paper towel covered plate, so that way once your tostadas, but once the taquitos come out, you have somewhere for them to drain. As much as you can, you remove as much as the oil as possible. I want to show you, see how nicely golden they're getting? So I'm going around. Okay? As soon as you get the seams to close, they should be okay. Now, if you want, like I said, you can add a toothpick, but then you have to take them out and all that stuff, and I don't got time. So we're going to continue cooking all the way around until they are golden. Okay, so really quickly, these are my sides, okay? So I have salsa verde, some lettuce. I have some cotija cheese, which is a little salty. And you have some crema or some sour cream. These are, like I said, our sides. And what we're going to do is in here, I'm going to go ahead and prepare 2 taquitos for myself. I'll prepare my hubbies in a minute. Let me remove the ones that I have in the stove. And, okay, so you dress this as you please. Me, personally, I am adding some lettuce on top. Yes, lettuce. We're going to add some salsa verde. You can add it on top, or you can add it on the side. It's up to you. You add some cotija. And we have some sour cream. Okay, some sour cream. And that's it. This is our taquitos. I told you, something simple. You can make this, you can make them, you can make the taquitos ahead of time and just fry them as you need them. So that's it. Anyways, so here you go. Taquitos done my way here in my kitchen. Anyways, I want to thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for being here. In fact, you know, I think a lot of us don't realize how to say thank you. So I, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for spending time with me here in my kitchen. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment below. Tell me what you think. I'm not Mexican, so don't judge me. This is just my way. Thanks for watching. Thanks for spending time with me here in my kitchen. God bless you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that way when I put up a video, you get it. Thanks for spending time with me, and I'll see you guys on the next video.